1 2 1 2. 1 2. Okay. Yeah, we're on. Okay, this is the live. I'm just going to mute my phone just so I can actually not have to put up with just hearing myself constantly. But yeah, we are live. We are officially live. It's been an alright week. Just been focusing on rehearsals. I have a fair bit of work to do for that, to be fair. But yeah, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a quiet one. First full week back at uni, so I'll have a quiet Saturday, and then tomorrow we'll lock in. Not so much procrastinating, just trying to think of my own sanity, you know. Ooh, Miles is here. Yeah, it's good to be on. A bit of Spider-Man, just because I love Spider-Man. Can't really be bothered playing any rivals. I played a fair bit of that today to get the costume coin, and then called it because I can only stomach. So I love the game, but it's one of those I can only stomach so much of it. I'll play a bit of it when Daredevil comes out because I love Daredevil. But yeah, it's going to be hopefully a good weekend. I need to go shopping actually. Yeah, that's probably quite high on the priorities list. I might try and get that done. Well, I have to get it done before 4 o'clock tomorrow because all the shops shut on Sunday at 4 in the UK. So that all depends really. I'll try and get it done. I hate going shopping, but needs must. I have a lot of like frozen stuff. But at the moment, it's like I'm trying to alternate what I eat. I might try and go to Aldi tomorrow. I love Aldi. Good old Aldi. It'd be a bit of a walk away, but I'm willing to get it done just so I can. I might end up. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just empty my bag and then just. Yeah. But yeah, I could do with getting a few bits in tomorrow, just to save a few quid. I had a Burger King tonight just because I checked my bank and it was looking all right. So I was like, okay, go on then. But I'm gonna try and slow down on the crap food a bit. But yeah.
There you are. Ready for the pain? Someone's getting beat up over there. Not on my watch.
Hopefully we get some people joining. Love it. Absolutely adore the combat style in this game. I'm kind of speculating now that the next Insomniac game, after Wolverine, I was kind of hoping by 2028 we would have Spider-Man 3, but if I'm being honest, I reckon it'll probably come at the earliest 2029. I'd like to see the final Spider-Man game before the decade's out, but that might just be me being greedy. But yeah, don't know what to talk about because we haven't really got anyone here. I've not really set this stream up to be like a specific based stream. Like last week we had Wolverine or whatever that was. It wasn't last week, I think it was the week before. So this one's just kind of this is life, I suppose. Yeah, uni's going alright. I hate these ones. I don't hate them, they're just a bit tedious. That's the thing with this game, like, I don't think there's specifically anything I don't like about this game, I just find some things a little bit repetitive. I try not to complain about it, to be honest. This game is probably my favourite single player game that I own at the moment. Or that I've played. Or at least one of them. Definitely top 3, yeah. It's very difficult because I've played during my year off uni, I've played so many games that I just absolutely adore. So whenever someone's like, oh yeah, what's your go-to? I can't answer that. Spider-Man 2 will always be like Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 will always be up there, and Miles Morales, because they'll always have quite a special place in my heart. Like I got Spider-Man 2 with my I got Miles Morales with my PS5. I got Spider-Man 2 on my 20th birthday, which was the last good birthday I've had. The first Spider-Man I got for my 15th birthday, so it's like bang on 5 years. 5 years before the second one. So it's like, I don't know, I love these games. I think it's it is my favourite depiction of Spider-Man. And this is coming from someone who loves all three mainstream actors, or all three cinematic actors. Love Andrew Garfield, love Tobey Maguire, love Tom Holland. I have my issues with Tom Holland's first two solo films, but even then I still really enjoyed them. Like Homecoming and Far From Home aren't perfect, but I'm going to be honest, I still have a very fun time with them. Like, my issues with them are very nitpicky, so I don't really see that as a reason to bash on them. I think it's just a case of that I prefer other Spider-Man films more, and when I get enjoyment out of every single Spider-Man film that has been made, I think that's a pretty good thing to say. I don't actively think that's about. I know a lot of people crap on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Personally, that is one of my favourites. I would say that's probably in my top. That is at the bottom of my top 5. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think it would go The Amazing Spider-Man 2, then it would go Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, and then Spider-Man No Way Home. I love Into the Spider-Verse as well. It's very hard. It's a very hard. My listing always kind of goes to and from. It's actually quite annoying. But yeah. But anyway, back to the games. Despite all of those amazing films, I think this one just does the character best. I've always wanted to see a more experienced, grown-up Spider-Man. That's why I loved seeing Tobey and Andrew come back so much. Not just because of nostalgia, but just to see an experienced, adult, mature Spider-Man. You know, it's something that really means a lot to me as a as a fan of the character. But this game, in my opinion, I think did it best. And I know people complain about Venom. Personally, I've seen Harry Osborn as Venom before, and I liked it. I liked it when I was a kid in the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show. I loved it in this game. And let's be real, right? When you've literally got Tom Hardy, who is agreed. Oh, hello, Soap Sensitivity. Good to see you, man. When you've literally got Tom Hardy, who is playing Venom in the movies, having a different Venom to Eddie Brock isn't such a bad idea, because there's always that expectation then is, oh, well, Tom Hardy's doing this, so therefore this Eddie Brock should be doing that. I'm like, no, it's good. Narratively, it was such a good decision having Peter Parker's best friend be the opposing. And I get people saying, oh yeah, but they kind of did that with the first game with Doc Ock. I'm like, well, not really, because Doc Ock was more of a mentor than a friend to Peter. With the third game, I'm expecting a full-on, like, bloodthirst rivalry between Spider-Man and Green Goblin, because it's quite obvious he's going to be the main villain of the third game. So for that, I'm like, oh, go on, all guns blazing there. But it's going to be good. It is going to be really good. What EE character do you think should return besides Mick? Ooh. Do you know what? I'm going to go one step further to that question, because otherwise my answer would be any of the Carters. So anyone besides the Carters. Probably Sean Slater. I love Sean. And with Stacy not leaving permanently, I think there's always scope for him to come back. Considering that Stacy's going to live with him, there's already storyline potential there. Like, say when Stacey does come back, because Lacey Turner even said it. So, and I feel like this is one where they can't really. I don't think this will be a Shirley situation, or at least I'm hoping this won't be a Shirley situation, because Clenshaw said that Shirley was coming back, and obviously she didn't, and now she isn't. But because Stretch Mark Stacey was doing my head in her last episode, I get it. I get it. I think the way I kind of thought about it is Martin. I think Martin will always be the love of Stacey's life. I mean, him and Bradley will always be the ones that Stacey truly loves. However, Max is always going to be that physical, like, feeling of a lust. I don't think there's anything romantic between Stacey and Max. I think it's all just attraction and physical, you know, all just physical attraction and you know, that sort of physical longing for each other. So I get it. I'm bearing in mind those two have been through hell. Bradley, didn't it? Yeah, Bradley and Martin didn't. Yeah, Stacey did treat them both like shit, admittedly. I don't know what it is about Stacey that makes me like her. Other than the fact I do think Lacey Turner is absolutely gorgeous, but that's besides the point. We won't talk about that. I don't know what it is about Stacey that makes me really like her for some reason. The time I was like, no, Stacey taking the P now is the affair with Jack. Now that storyline I really didn't like, because I think Stacey was having such a good year in terms of like the material that Lacey Turner was giving, you know, the Lily's pregnancy storyline, and then obviously the OnlyFans thing, which I quite like that they did that. I think that was a very ballsy storyline decision to make, but it is such a common thing nowadays. I feel like it's kind of breaking down the stigma a little bit, but that's just my take on it. But then they had to go and do the affair with Jack, and I'm like, that all of that character development that Stacey was having, straight down the pan. I just thought, like, this is actually like really devastating, because Stacey was becoming, especially in that time as well, she was becoming like such a well-regarded like character, and I've always liked Stacey for that, but there's something about the Brannings and Stacey, and I'm honestly getting sick of it now. I am getting sick of it. I think had Zoe had said that regardless of the Max situation, then I would have agreed she would have absolutely deserved that smack to the face, which, I'm going to be honest, probably one of the best punches thrown all year. Yeah, I'm not even going to dispute, like, that was one of the best punches thrown all year. Which unfortunately is quite a low bar. Brannings and Slaters can't keep away from each other. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. It's actually kind of weird, if I'm being honest. Like, because you had the Kat and Derek affair, which I thought was just basically a carbon cop out of the Stacey and Max one. Then you have obviously Zoe and Max, Stacey and Max. I might be missing. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Oscar crop off with a Slater at some point. I'm not saying Lily, that'd be weird, that'd just be way too inappropriate, but... Oh, hang on, speaking of which, that's another thing, Lily and Ricky. Yeah, like, what is it between those two families? It is freaking weird, honestly. It's so strange, I don't get it. It's like, how much attraction can there be just between two families alone? I thought you know, it's weird because you've got like the Beals and the Brannings, who are like mortal enemies, besides Lauren and Peter, who are basically the squares equivalent to Romeo and Juliet. Then you've got the Brannings and the Mitchells, where you know, it's kind of a love-hate relationship, because you've got Jack and Ronnie, who absolutely loved each other. And then you've got Jack and Roxy, who have a kid together, who have Amy together. Like, it's so weird, but the Brannings and the Slaters is actually bizarre. Like, it's so strange how frequently so one of those family members will cop off with the other. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. But yeah, if I could bring back anyone, I'd bring back Sean. I love Sean as a character. I think him and Jack, on par with Jack and Ravi, have one of the best feuds on, in the show. And plus, there's so many characters in there now who I'd love to see Sean bring down a peg or two. Most particularly Harry Mitchell. I hate Harry Mitchell. I've hated him since the minute he first joined the show. Now they're trying to make him all like complex and stuff, but are we forgetting that he literally helped like try and kill Zack? And I don't like Zack, but either way, I just don't like it. Bearing in mind that when Harry first came in, he was such like a threatening fail and all these different things. He's yet to actually land an on-screen punch. Like his dad, who I'm going to be honest is the most cringiest character on the show, Teddy Mitchell, has landed a right up from Zack, and then you've got Harry, who's just like, I don't know, he's just a prat. And that's me being, I'd call him a swear word or something, but I really don't like Harry. I like the Kojo story. I like the friendship of Kojo. I hate what they're doing with the fact that he's basically, Ravi is just basically abusing him at this point. It's disgusting, and it makes me very. I actually skip past the scenes whenever I watch now, just because I find it so disgusting and just triggering. So I'm not watching that. Sorry. Same with whenever Nicola's on screen. Don't get me started on her. Oh my god, she screams like a GCSE drama student. And I'd know that because that's how I used to scream when I was in GCSE drama. And, it's not... How her vocal cords are still friggin'... That's probably why she went off for a bit, wasn't it? All that friggin' screaming, she's... Oh my god, I don't like the new Mitchells. Or Nicola, yeah. I don't like the new Mitchells at all. Honestly, I feel like the reason they brought them in, right, this is my theory, the reason why Clenshaw brought them in. Steve McFadden has had enough of the constant feuds, and we're lucky, oh yeah. Yeah, it's, oh my god. But like, Steve McFadden, he's clearly had enough of the fighting, of the feuding all the time. And finally, after, I would say, maybe 3 years, because we got a little bit of it in 2022 when Ben was assaulted, but we got a little bit of the human side of Phil Mitchell back. After that, it was all just empty threats, and, we've got Phil actually behaving like a human being again, and recognising the fact that, he's going through such a tumultuous ordeal with mental health and not also caring for Nigel. But I think Clenshaw's probably thinking, right, okay, well, Steve McFadden, he's probably done with the fighting stuff, so let's give the Mitchells some new blood, because then that way they can kind of take on the torch. And it's just been ridiculous. Like, honestly, it's been just, they're just, yeah. I'd honestly take Stacy over that entire branch of family any day. There's so many characters in the show that are just really annoying me. Characters who have got such bitchy attitudes for just no reason other than the fact that they think they're cool. One of which speaks out to me. All right, Joel, obviously, but Joel, everyone hates Joel. He's a misogynistic, disgusting piece of dirt. But I'm sorry, but Suki and Ivani, I'm not a fan. I haven't been a fan of those two. I haven't been a fan of Suki ever since she joined the show. I'm sorry, but as soon as you lie about something as serious as having the C word, you're dead to me. Like, you do not deserve. I was genuinely annoyed that the New Year's story was her and Eve's wedding. I'm glad in hindsight, because obviously Heather Peace, bless, has been battling breast cancer. I'm glad that they managed to do it, but if I'm being perfectly honest, they tried to make Suki a really sympathetic character after the whole Nish stuff, and I do apologise if anything I'm saying might upset anyone. I really don't mean for it to, but are we forgetting the fact that she literally lied? Bearing in mind Jean was going through cancer at this point. Suki first comes in and she's lying about it. I'm like, how disgusting. How are we supposed to forgive you? Like, that, in my opinion, is the same as like just lying about something like that. It's disgusting. Like, I've never once been able to look at Suki and be like, you are a strong, you know, powerful character, and I've never once wanted to root for her. The Nish storyline, I didn't like, because it was such a half-hearted attempt at trying to raise awareness on. I feel like with Nish they should have just outright planned a domestic abuse storyline, because that was what, you know, a lot of it was. There was so much physical violence, and it was horrible. It was horrible to watch. I didn't like watching it, because there's a different kind of gravitas to watching two people of the same gender scrap it out, and a domestic violent relationship. Like, it's not the same thing, and I don't want any part of that. But they tried to play it off as, oh, Nish is just a bad person. I'm like, but you're still doing that. You're still telling that story without actually giving a place to raise awareness. The most they ever did was at the end of each episode where something would happen. It was like, oh, the BBC Action Line. But at the same time, you haven't given any sort of content warning as to that even happening. Because often it was just, oh, they just did it. I'm like, what? I don't know. I don't like Suki and Avani, to be honest. I just don't like the fact that... and I get it, a teenage thing, but she is so rude and just disrespectful for no reason. Even before, like, the whole police stuff. Like, the police stuff was hard to watch. That was not comfortable to watch at all. Bearing in mind that in the show, Avani's like 15, so it was not a pleasant watch at all. It was awful. But at the same time, again, you're taking a character who I don't have much sympathy for, and then it's like you're just trying to now feel sorry for him. It's like, it doesn't work like that. And I hate the fact that it's you know, I massively condemn it, but at the same time I don't think there's been enough, especially when what was it, she made that dig to Amy about Amy's self-harm. That really upset me, watching that. Bearing in mind Amy tried to do the right thing and she just says that, that made me feel sick. I can't lie, I felt extremely angry over that. I will say though, the rest of that family got some legends there, absolute legends. Ravi, one of the best characters that the show's ever, best character of the 2020s that the show's introduced, and that's saying a lot because I friggin' adored Frankie Carter. But yeah, Ravi's the best character of the decade. But I love Priya. I think Priya is an absolute classic. What else was I who else was I thinking of? I like Vinny. I think once he finally broke free of the whole Nish control, he started to come into his own a bit more. I think he's got a storyline coming next month. I'm excited to see that. I don't know. I have no clue what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be something cool. Hopefully, and it actually give the actor some good material, because he's just been a background character since. Well, to be honest, he's been a background character since he first appeared in 2019 with Kira and Jags. Like, You know, it's like, just give him something to do, otherwise he's going to walk away. That's just what tends to happen with actors that just don't get any screen time, they just leave. Yeah. Sorry, I just went on a massive waffle there about EastEnders characters I do and don't like. Feel free to ask any more EastEnders questions, because I'm on a bit of a roll here now. I've got all my EE thoughts coming through. Yeah. Do hope we get some more fights before the year's up. I'm a bit like, obviously we're going to see Max Brannon get slapped like 1,000 times this year. Probably now that he's back, I reckon Max Brannon's going to take the reins off Zack and Zoe and just get the sugar lumps beat out of him. Because that is Max Brannon, you know. I reckon we'll get Peter versus Max. We'll get Linda's going to slap the daylights out of Max. Cindy's going to slap him. Kat might slap him, I don't know. Zoe might. Just trying to think who else is. I want to see Johnny hit him, or either Johnny or Callum. I think that would be pretty cool. We've not had a Callum punch in about 3 years. I feel like it'd be nice to see Callum swing some leather again. One of the show's most underrated fighters, in my opinion. You know, I don't think he's like Dennis Rickman level, but he's definitely, you know, I'd say he's probably on like the same league as like Jay Brown. I know Jay wasn't tough, but Jay had his moments occasionally. I'm going to stop talking about that character for obvious reasons, but yeah, I'm going to change my costume. What am I doing? There. No, I don't want that one. That one's awful. Yeah, there.
The next post-fight piece is on me.
What was I going to say? Johnny, I'd like to see him deck Max. Just because it is kind of Max's fault that his dad has gone missing. Well, it's kind of his, mostly Janine's, but Max is sort of the catalyst to everything, really. So I want to see Johnny and Max sort of, and I think Johnny is going to be vital in the inevitable custody battle between Max and Linda, which I do think Max will probably lose, but he might try and fight dirty. But I reckon it's going to be full-on feud, or right. This is a separate stream idea, this, but I had a pitch for how Mick could return. It's not going to happen because Danny Dyer is way too busy with other stuff, and by the sounds of it, doesn't look like he's interested anymore. I don't know if that has something to do with the fact that the Carters are no longer at the helm of the Vic or whatnot, but I don't know. But definitely want to see. I just want to see a Carter revival. It was so good seeing Nancy and Lee last year for that sort of special episode on Linda's alcoholism. So good seeing him back. I love the Carters. As if you didn't already know. But yeah. Ow, sorry, excuse my jaw. Yeah. I don't know how much of next week I'll be watching. They've got that Joel special next week. I don't know if I'm going to watch that. To be honest,
Seems like everyone has a robot
I can't be arsed with storylines like that at the moment. It's such... Thing is, I really enjoyed watching Adolescence earlier this year. I thought Adolescence was absolutely brilliant. But I think because that show was so good, I don't know how the same story could be portrayed any better. And for me, it's like, well, if I'd rather just watch Adolescence. Because EastEnders, they have such a restrictive way of doing it. Like, for example, Adolescence, there were no sort of... because it was Netflix, they had a lot more free, like, leniency in what they could say and what they couldn't say. Whereas EastEnders, it's quite obvious that a certain potato-headed moron with the initials AT, I can't be bothered saying his name because I just feel like his name doesn't deserve to, just be thrown out. He's a scumbag, but because EastEnders can't directly refer to AT, which is quite obviously who they are trying to refer to, hence why they've casted a sort of in-universe equivalent to AT on his misogynistic views, that they've had to sort of... Whereas it's like, no, you're quite clearly referring to AT, but because they can't say that due to like the BBC, they've had to kind of do it in a much more... It feels very like washed way. And to be honest, I just think it's quite... It's just not conveying the message, in my opinion. Unless Joel is saying the absolute absurd, the absurd things he can say, which, it's just, again, it's not nice to hear, but it is stuff that people come out with, and it's just disgusting, to be honest. There's so much like triggering stuff, and as a man, I don't really get like personally offended by the stuff that he's saying, but at the same time, I've got sisters and a mother to think about. It's like if someone said that stuff about my family, I would want to, knock them out. It's just like, that's just not stuff you say because it's not true. It's not true. Like, the amount of female like role models I've had in my life who have helped me become the man I am today, it's like, I'm lucky to have had them, and still have them. Most of my best teachers were women. Most of my therapist is a woman. She's extremely helpful. It's like, well, to have that sort of disgusting misogynistic mentality, it's like, well, you do the stuff that they do, and I don't know. I'm trying not to go. I'm so sorry. Whenever I talk about these issue-based storylines, it just instantly goes political. I was like, I literally made the point in my last stream about not wanting to talk politics on YouTube, and it just happens. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Hopefully we get some better storylines soon, because I'm kind of getting bored of the ones we have currently. They've dragged out the Zoe thing. It was good at first, but now I'm just like, okay. They've really done well to make Zoe as dislikable as possible, which is probably not the best idea for a character that's returning after 20 years, which is a long time. And bearing in mind, I started watching 10 years ago, so she was already gone half that time, and I had to sort of catch up on my own there, and at least know who Zoe is. I didn't actually have an opinion on her until she came back this year. And my opinion on her is that she is just not, she's just not that pleasant of a person. I just think she's really obnoxious. I think she is a complex character. I can completely understand where she's coming from, because what she went through with Kat and her biological, it's disgusting. But at the same time, part of me is like thinking, I don't even know what I'm thinking there. I really don't. I think they're just trying to make her as... She's still stuck in 2005 and 2006. And it's like... I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I think of it. It's just, I just haven't really been enjoying it. You know, like you just haven't been enjoying something, you don't know how, or you don't know why. I think that's kind of what I'm... Oh, that was a cool maneuver. Oh, no. But that's kind of my viewpoint on it. I just haven't enjoyed it much. I hope she, you know, gets some sort of redemption plot by the time that her inevitable son comes into the show. I see that happening probably as soon as next year. It might be that he's the Christmas Day surprise, or he is the Christmas Day storyline. I do support the fact that the kid is most definitely not Joel. As soon as we got like the lore drop behind that and the kid being born in 2006, I was like, oh well, the kid's 19, Joel's like what, 15, 16. So it was quite like, well, look who's in the neighborhood. Like, you know, quite obvious that he's not Zoe's secret son, which, oh my god, thank god, because that would be mortifying. Imagine that, imagine your kid being Joel. Oh wait, that's a reality for his dad, isn't it? He don't seem to be doing much. I'm gonna stop talking. Yeah. To be honest, I'm actually making myself more angry by going on about it more, so I'm just gonna drop that whole storyline. Yeah. Hello viewer watching, I hope you're doing well. My apologies for having a severe rant about a TV show which I should have stopped watching about 3 years ago, but I can't stop watching for some reason due to a 10-year investment, which is most of my childhood actually. Yeah, as a almost 22-year-old man, most of my time as a kid was spent watching EastEnders, and I just look at myself and think, yeah, I can see the damage, the toll that it's taking on me. But anyway, I hope everyone here is well. Feel free to pop any questions, any opinions you might have on life. Just don't be like me and drag yourself into a stupid political wormhole. Yeah, I really don't like the fact that that happens. It's why I often try and steer clear of like stuff, because I just don't want to immerse myself in something that is quite possibly really negative. Unless unless morality is like, no, you gotta have something to say on this. This is bad. But yeah. Excuse my voice as well. I'm pretty sure I'm coming down with a cold, because I've been like really sniffly, but then I've also been like really, really bunged up, and then I'm just not, and then I am again, and I'm not. It's weird. It's freaky. It's really doing my head in, because to be honest, I just want to. If I'm going to be ill, I want to be ill now, because I've got to play in about 6 weeks. I've got about 6 weeks. Yeah, about 6 weeks I've got to play, and in that 6 weeks I do not want to get ill during show week. Bearing in mind this is my first and final lead role at uni, so I would rather, not get ill. I've worked so hard to finally get cast in a lead role, and then to be sniffling and spluttering all over the stage when I'm trying to portray a very heartbreaking storyline in a Brooklyn accent. It just wouldn't be a fun watch for anyone, let alone me doing it. So I'm really hoping that if the cold is coming, maybe I'll just chill about in Storm Amy for a bit, and then just get it over and done with, because I do not want to be ill for show week. It's almost like a deliberate sort of quarantining before show week sometimes, just so I know I'm not exposing myself to any possible like bacteria or anything like that, so I can get to work and just do the show. But yeah, it's a bit of a system that I've got when it comes to. I haven't performed in over a year actually, so it's going to be. It's kind of a big leap really from being out of action for the last year, then going back to a lead role. I'm up for it. I'm just going to treat it like any other production, but just understand that there's a bit more scale to it this time because I'm a lead and it's my last. So it's one of them. I'm just trying to be quite modest about it, but also quite like aware of the stakes, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm quite enjoying it. It's nice because it's the same director, but also the same playwright that I did my last show with. Same director. It was another Arthur Miller play, and I absolutely adore Arthur Miller's craft. So it almost feels like a little bit of a follow-up, but it's not. It's just another part of Miller's repertoire with the same creative envisionist, who is amazing, by the way. He is such a, like, my director is someone that has helped me so much, and I'm just so like happy to be working with him again, and for the last time as well, because it's brought out some of the happiest moments of my life working with this guy. So it's one of those where I'm gonna really cherish this experience, because he's such a good and an honest director, which is great because he's someone that knows how to put people's egos in check, and I've not had that issue with this production, thankfully. I've not had that issue, but whenever there has been an issue in the past where someone's ego is like a little bit, he knows exactly how to he knows how to put you back in your place if you step out. It's just, I don't know, it's brilliant. He's such a good director, and I'm just really happy to be working with him again. But yeah, what was I going to say? I completely forgot what I was going to say. Feel free to drop anything in the comments, questions or anything. I'm quite open-minded. Just nothing too political, because yeah, these streams aren't for that, despite a lot of my commentary saying otherwise. Genuinely, I just want to have a laugh and have a good time. That's just my motto in life. Life's too short to take it too seriously. Oh, that's it. But yeah, just being a bit of a crazy one. I'm going to have a quick drink, actually. My throat is getting quite dry, so I'm going to have a quick beverage. Two-litre bottle Apple Tango, if anyone is wondering. It's not my favourite, but it is a top-tier drink. It's not my go-to, but I saw it in the shop. I was like, go on then, because you just know you're at a win with Apple. Anything Apple, really. Apple juice, Apple Tizer, Apple Tango. The only thing I wouldn't drink with apple in is probably apple flavoured Coke or Pepsi. That, I think, would just be grim. Anyone mind if I have... Yeah, no, I'm screw it. I'm going to have a bit of a rant about... Why are Coke and Pepsi trying to do the most stupidest flavours? Like, okay, cherry is a bomb. Alright, I love cherry Coke. I love cherry Pepsi. Pepsi, my favourite drink. Excuse me, that was really rude of me. My favourite drink is Pepsi Max Cherry, right? It tastes just like my favourite alcoholic beverage. I don't really drink anymore, so it's another reason why I'll drink a lot of it. For anyone who don't know what that is Amaretto. I love Amaretto. But... Right, so... Cherry Coke, right? It's top tier, like I love it. But... why on earth do we need strawberries and cream? Then you've got the other weird things, like the blue Pepsi, you've got the mango Pepsi. It's like, okay, but the strawberries and cream one, and bearing in mind, I love Coke, right? I love Pepsi. They're my favourite drinks ever. I actually didn't like the strawberries and cream one. I really didn't like it. It was one of those where I was... okay, I was able to finish my sip without spitting it out of my mouth. But it was not a pleasant taste. It was not. You know, it wasn't disgusting, but it wasn't pleasant. I would not ever buy a full bottle of that. Or a can. Or a can. I'd rather, to be honest, if I wanted strawberries and cream, I'd get a milkshake and just have actual strawberries and cream flavouring, not just some stupid sweetener that spoils the taste of a perfectly good Pepsi. Yeah, that's my part of my rant. Vanilla one, again, vanilla Coke, why? Why? It's not needed, it's not that nice, in my opinion at least. You know, I've had better. I think some of these things are just a bit too ridiculous. The Fanta thing, right? I love Fanta. Don't get me wrong. I feel a bit whenever I drink it because of the history. If you don't know the history, Google it. But I think it was Christmas time. Fanta started doing this like mystery bottle thing, and gimmickly, is that even a word? I don't know. It is now. It's really cool. Okay, I can't lie. You get a bottle, you don't know what the flavour is, you just know it's like the same colour for multiple different flavours. It's like, okay, gimmickly. But you get some and they're like, okay, this isn't too bad. But then you get others and it's like, what is this? This is disgusting. And it's really disappointing because I love fizzy drinks, you know, like carbonated drinks. You know, they're going to kill me because I drink that much of them. But I'm at peace with that because I can't stop myself drinking them. But like, I don't know. I don't like the ones that are just weird and obnoxious. A bit like people, to be honest. You get some people that are just, you know, they're cool, they're chill, they are just awesome in every single way. Then you get other people who just try to obnoxiously like spice themselves up just to look different and stand out. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're not actually. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting mean there with the insults, but when you've met a lot of weird, or when you've met a lot of, you know, horrible people, and you've tasted a lot of horrible drinks, it's quite easy to, you know, make that sort of distinction. God, I need to get some friggin' help. Oh my god. Please someone drop a comment and change the subject for me. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm the one who started this stream. Oh dear, my days. I don't even know how I got to the topic of Coke. Oh no, it's because I needed a drink, wasn't it? I started talking about the fact I've got an Apple Tango. That's it. I do remember. I'm just a bit forgetful, which is not good because line learning. But yeah. And to be fair, this is kind of how I spend my Saturdays now. I haven't been out for a long time, and I intend to keep it that way. I did go out and see my mate, but I didn't like go out drinking, if that makes sense. I just went to go see my mate because I hadn't seen him in about a year. So I was like, oh, we'll go on then. I love that guy. He's like one of my closest mates from like around here. So I was like, yeah, screw it, let's go. But yeah, I don't really like go out any. I might consider. Thing is, there's just nothing I'm interested in doing. Like I don't really like drinking alcohol anymore. I kind of lost the fun in that. No, I did lose the fun in that. Yeah, it's just I don't really know. Like it's one of those things where I just don't really care for it anymore. Like the older I've gotten. Although I say that, I would happily trade going out getting absolutely sloshy boss for a Lego set any day of the week. Yes, I'm able to act responsibly and adult-like when it comes to not drinking, but when it comes to Lego, I'm just like, yeah, this is like the best thing on earth. It is actually my favourite thing to do outside of acting. Like I love it. I absolutely adore building Lego, displaying Lego. I love like customizing Lego. A load of sets this year, which I mean, I'm actually going to buy a set I originally really didn't want, but the more I looked at it, I was like, hang on a minute, there's so much I can do with this. And I see so many people on the Lego like community that just bash all over it, but I see it's like I don't see this as a okay, on its own, it's not the best set, but there's so much I want to do with it, and that's why I want it, because that is what Lego's all about, that you make it your own. So I'm looking forward to getting that set. I want to get it around my birthday, so probably some point this month I'll order it off Amazon and try to get it the next day. But I just thought, like, I don't know. I'm in quite a fortunate position because I don't have like the only person I'm currently financially responsible for is myself. And don't get me wrong, like I want to start a family of my own one day, like so badly. But whilst I'm not, I am going to enjoy the odd like luxurious thing for myself, because at the end of the day, you've got to find happiness somewhere. And I know money can't buy it, but it can buy Lego, and that makes me pretty happy. But yeah, I just thought, like, why not? One thing that does really upset me is the fact that Lego have made 2 minifigs based off of these games, and I want them so bad. Well, technically 3, but the main 2, Spider-Man and Miles Morales, I want those minifigs so badly, but they are going for like thousands and thousands of pounds, of dollars, because of the fact that they are SDCC exclusives. As like that is literally, I'm actually tempted to buy the Firestar Toys one, because I've ordered a few bits from Firestar before, and they're legit. I can't lie, they're legit. They're expensive, but they're legit. I don't know if I'd be able to pay £20 for just one minifig. I have paid like over £10 for one before, but that's because I want it. Like that's because I already had like a vision for it, or like what I wanted to do with it. Sorry, my TV is being a weirdo. But when it comes to just one minifig that isn't even official, it's official Lego pieces, but it's custom printed. That's what. For anyone who doesn't know what Firestar is, basically Firestar, they will take existing Lego pieces and they add custom prints. So basically, what they'll tend to do is to be fair, Firestar is quite good because you can buy official Lego like prints as well, but they will make custom prints so that way, if you wanted to, you could modify some of your minifigs. I've done that quite a few times now with my Mark 50 Iron Man suit. my Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man minifigs, because I bought that Spider-Man No Way Home set. It is probably my favourite set that I own currently. Or at least like in my top 3. I don't know, because I really like my Star Wars like helmets and my throne room as well from Empire Strike Return of the Jedi, sorry. Don't know where Empire came from, but I really wanted to upgrade my Tobey and Andrew minifigs, because all my other Spider-Man minifigs that I have there are so detailed, and then you've got Tobey and Andrew who are like, they've got the dual molded legs which look amazing, but I'm just like a little bit more. So I did it, and I don't regret it, because they look so much better now. They're not, you know, they are like my favourite minifigs that I own, because I don't own the game suit. And to be fair, the Firestar Toys one is the Spider-Man 2 game. Same with the Miles one, whereas the official ones, they're based off of the first game and the Miles Morales game. Which, you know, I love those suits, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I just think that Spider-Man 2 had the better suits. But yeah. More of these fire scallywag. I'm trying not to swear. I'm pretty sure I've sworn like twice in this stream already, but yeah, it's just a bad habit of mine. It's out of stress, that's why. I'm a very stressy person. I take things way too personally, and I take things way too seriously. So swearing is kind of like my one sort of outlet, you know, like release. It's like, whilst it's better than, you know, getting physically violent and aggressive, which I try not to do, which everyone should try not to do. I just think, like, you know, I swear, I try and not aim it at anyone directly, unless it's somewhat like a celebrity that has done something horrible, then yeah. But well, this stream's become a proper waffle today. Oh my god, it's been a proper ramble. What a ramble this stream has become. I really hope the people watching are okay just listening to this. This is some heavy stuff. Jesus. It says I've got 3 people watching, so oh, actually crazy. Have I had any more comments? I haven't, no. It's just mental. But there you go. Yeah, I'm probably not going to stream for too late tonight, because truthfully I do need to crack on with my character work for uni. It's for my own benefit really, because it'll help with learning the part better. But yeah, I'm probably not going to do all of that tonight, but I want to get some sleep and then be able to do it in the morning and go shopping. Ah, bloody shopping. Everyone's favourite thing to do. Some people love it, I don't. I hate it personally, but it's cheaper than doing it all online. Plus exercise, you know. Can't really dispute that. I don't really walk. Well, I can't drive, so I have to walk, so I don't really walk without purpose. Like, I won't just go out for a walk. I should do, but I don't like walking in Hanley or Hanley Park, especially at this time of night, where it is, yeah, it's like 10 to 10. That is the likelihood of going to Hanley Park at this time of night and not coming out is actually higher than I wish it was. Because when it gets dark, that's when often it's quite dangerous. Same with like Central Park in New York. Like I'd be absolutely devastated, like horrified going there at night. I've walked past there before, but we deliberately stayed not in there, just because it is quite. It's quite dodgy, isn't it? Like, it's just, all sorts of characters in there. It's like, just go away, go, I don't know, touch some grass, stop harassing people because you, I don't know. But, I'll shoot. There you are, that's done. There you are.
Nice to know even hunters have trouble with their tech.
Oops. Okay. I might actually call it there. Just for now. Because I've waffled so much, it's like, I'm now kind of feeling a bit self-conscious over like, oh, I haven't said anything that's like, offensive, have I, or accidentally. Just a bit of anxiety, like insecurity, or so much, I don't know. But, yeah. I just waffle a lot, and it's sometimes it's good, other times it's like, shut up, Tom. Yeah, okay, I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much to everyone who's either watched this live or wants to watch the VOD. I never delete live streams, just in case people do want to watch them afterwards. This one, despite the fact I've just had a massive tangent, I'll probably keep up. But yeah, that's been that. Massive thank you, and I hope you're all safe and take care.